Hey folks, it's Man from the Past again. I think it's hilarious, okay, that we have the left and the deep state operatives whining about, Elon Musk and the Doge team finding all this frivolously spent and wasted money. We've known about it for years. I've known about it for years. The funny thing is, they have shown their absolute contempt for the average American over the last 50 years. Now let me tell you why these thieves and liars have been getting away with it and just rubbing your face in it. Okay. So, I'm a thief or a medieval lord or baron or warlord or whatever, and I sit there and I rob your house and your village and your farm. And you do nothing about it because you can't. You either don't have weapons or you have laws that prevent you from stopping the thief and warlord, and in this case, left-wing politicians and deep state operatives from stealing your money for years and years and years. They've been doing it since 1913. So after a while, of course, it's always about, taking care of people. That's how they started out with, and people's safety, and, we're going to improve stuff. And initially they do that. And then when you're creating money out of thin air, or fiat currency, and you're not paying anything off, you're like, well, we can go ahead and borrow a little bit more, steal a little bit more from our constituents, and we'll pay it back later. That's what they told Nixon in 1971, that the fiat currency would only be, for 3 years. They lied to him, okay? So you gave the government the power to sit there and create money out of thin air. That's why we have inflation, period. Getting back to the main point. So I'm stealing from you, I'm robbing you, and you can do nothing about it. Or can do nothing about it. And if you do, I just clock you over the head or put a gun to your head or whatever we do. Or I steal your land, or I kick you off my land if you're a serf. That's basically what they've been doing. It's a medieval, vicious, feudal type of thievery. And the reason why nobility for years had absolute disdain for the common man is they've got a guilt trip. They know they've been stealing. They know they've been doing wrong things. They know they've been doing wrong actions, but they've been getting away with it for years and years and years and years. And after a while, they don't feel guilty about it anymore. They feel contempt for you. They look down their nose and they figure, well, you're just a tax slave, and you're going to do follow the laws that we've implemented. And if you don't follow those laws, we're going to dispossess you of any property and fine you and use crazy interest rates if you're behind on your taxes, because we know what to do with that money. You're just a low-life peon. It's the contempt of the thief. It's the contempt of the gangster that comes in your neighborhood and you don't do anything about it. Or even worse yet, you have law enforcement or local officials who've been paid off by said gangster or organized crime element, and they just do what they want. And you can't do anything except pay taxes to subsidize the very things that are destroying your neighborhoods, your family, your education, your roads. I could go on, and your food, and your disease levels, and we can go on and on and on and on. It's hilarious that they're finding out just USAID alone, and I'm sure there's others. If they dig deep into the State Department, they're going to find a whole lot more corruption. It's the most corrupt cabinet post, in my opinion. And has been for years and years. They have silver-spooned dynasties of people that have taken over their daddy or granddaddy's job in the State Department and have just done whatever the hell they want to do, regardless of what's been going on, because they haven't been checked. Nobody has been checking. Now, by the way, Congress is required to submit from time to time, according to the Constitution, a full accounting of all funds being spent from time to time, not 50 years. We're talking during a year. They're supposed to tell you what that money's been spent on and where it's gone. And they haven't done it for years. And if they have done it, they've buried it under 10,000 pages of paperwork. they're thieves. They have destroyed the value of the dollar. They've made this country so much poorer over the last 50 years. And they're unrepentant, and they have no guilt about it whatsoever. But now, with Doge, we're digging out all the skeletons in the closet. And now the very people who, well, let me just say it this way. Old saying, the dog that barks the loudest buries the most bones. In other words, these people are screaming, oh, you're destroying our federal agencies and all that. Well, the agencies are under the purview of the President of the United States, the chief executive. And guess what? If they're corrupt, if they've been taking taxpayers' dollars and spending it on superfluous bullshit, especially outside of the country, not helping the American people, yeah, he has the right to shut them down. Period. He can withhold funding in a heartbeat. And we need to codify this stuff. It needs to be in a law. And it is technically in the Constitution, but they haven't been following it. So people like Adam Schiff, who was whining about, oh my God, Kash Patel getting to be director of the FBI, saying he was a political hack. Really? Who's the biggest political hack there? Jesus Christ. Shifty Schiff is, and by all agreements, and everybody I've talked to, including people in government, the most corrupt and crooked person in the Senate, bar none. And that's why he was afraid. When you see Chuck Schumer and the rest of these feckless, terrible, evil, guilt-ridden thieves whining about the poor federal workers, the poor federal workers, you know what? I bet you ask the average American what they've got from the federal government. I bet you 90% of them, if they're not already on welfare or they're not on retirement. And by the way, you paid for that retirement. It's a trust fund that they've raped and destroyed over the years. So don't say it's an entitlement. If you paid into the system, you deserve to get something out of the system. But 90% of Americans haven't got shit from the federal government other than fucked up roads, screwed up education, where teenagers can't even read on a third grade level. People have gone to college and they can't even do basic math or have no writing skills, don't know what grammar is. That I could go on and on and on. But look at the road systems out here. I would love it if Elon, if you're listening, Elon, and by the way, get a hold of the new chief of the Department of Transportation and have them investigate where our federal road funds have been going for the last 50 years. If it's like National Guard funds in the state of California, it doesn't go into a fenced fund for the National Guard in California. No, it goes into California's general fund, and they just spend it on illegal aliens and happy things. And that's why guardsmen in California are always hurting for equipment. I know that for a fact. Check me out. Texas, when it gets funds, it doubles the funds the federal government gives, and Texas has probably got some of the best equipment in the Army, whether it's Guard or not. Just saying, federal roads. These states are required to sit there and kitty in and fix the roads. We've been riding around on infrastructure out here that's about 30 to 40 years out of date, and wonder why. Where's all those road funds going? Where's the upkeep funds going? Please, Elon and President Trump, do a deep dive into the Department of Transportation and find out why our U.S. highways and our interstates are so screwed up now. And I think you'll find a lot of corruption there. More to follow. This is your man from the past saying, have a nice day. And by the way, we're making wins, but it's going to take a long time to fix the damage that these assholes have done. Be good.